Okay, so this is the daily horoscope for the next 3 days. For these 3 days. So this would be June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So when we're talking about the forecast in the sky, in terms of the cosmos, we happen to have a lot going on. First of all, June 21st was the solstice. So we had the sun entering into Cancer. We had the brightest, lightest day of the year where the sun was really, really up in the sky, illuminating down upon the earth for the longest amount of time all year. And starting today on June 22nd, the sun is waning in its power, where there's going to, the days are going to get less, and then they're going to become more equal in equivalence with the nighttime. And then we get the autumn equinox in September 21st. So that is how it works. So the sun enters Cancer. This is a cardinal sign that is very, very strong. It has a very, very tough shell. And, Cancer can be very, very vulnerable, and it can be, at best, the mother and the healer. But Cancerian strength, could it possibly be more neglected upon than Aries strength? Because Cancer, we all know that, the disease Cancer, but so the sun is entering the sign that at the highest level can master the emotional realms and translate that into service of cooking for somebody else, of cleaning for somebody else, of really, really being there on a physical and on an emotional level. And so we have the moon, which is the ruling planet to Cancer. So at the solstice, we have the moon moving into the very, very beginning of the zodiac, the very first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries. And Aries is the sign of the ram. It is the sign that is, that is 3 signs apart. And if a sign is 3 signs apart, it is a cardinal sign, which is usually the signs that initiate the new things, really, pick up their energy and, just be able to get it done and go out into the world and pursue many, many different things that you want to pursue, especially Capricorn. But then Moon in Aries square to Sun in Cancer means that, Aries, the I in Aries, in my neck of the woods, my mind stands for independent. The Aries wants to be independent and ride along in a car or a horse or a bike, whatever, means of transportation to go along its own path in life, to really, really go outside and tour around the town, tour around the country, and live life as an adventure, and always seeking something new, always seeking a new, refreshing, new thing, like a town, like a city, like a new restaurant, like, a new, relationship that you're initiating. Libra opposite to Aries especially. So, it can create that sort of, tension where we can get, where anger could be up feeling pissed off, feeling impatient, feeling crabby like the Cancer, and learning to hone in and come to the place of managing our emotions and not suppressing or resisting the feelings, feeling them, and then coming from a place of being centered and acting upon them and doing the material action of how are we going to soothe ourselves versus, our attitude or behavior, like, throw things around. Like I have the faintest memory of when I was in kindergarten or, preschool, throwing something across the room, for instance. And I remember there was something up with that because Aries acts from that sort of physical place. And so definitely square to Capricorn, maturity, emotional maturity. So that's what's going on that day. Then on the 22nd, we have the Sun in Cancer square to Jupiter in Aries, which has been there since May 10th. And it's kind of been a rocky start for Jupiter in Aries because Mercury then turned retrograde on that same day. And so I was listening to the astrologer Roger Goldsmith to find these two energies, 1 foot on the pedal, 1 foot on the brake. Jupiter and Aries, like, let's start the new thing and let's just go for it. Let's just take that action. But then Mercury retrograde, oh, no, let's slow down, let's reflect. So that was a very intense time period that we're out of because Mercury stepped out of shadow on June 18th and is now moving on after traveling from one block to another, a second time fully. And now it is moving through the remaining degrees of Gemini. But so talking about this, and the new moon in Cancer coming up June 29th, that will be square to Jupiter in Aries as well. And so luck may be more difficult, where it might feel like we need to work harder to gain that luck, where it may come and go, where you may feel, this burst of luck that's just coming through, like, oh my goodness, I'm discovering this and I'm discovering that, oh, this feels so wonderful. And then, it's not so easy where it doesn't just happen, of where we need to take. I was listening to Mel Robbins, a life coach, relationship expert coach. She was talking about TED Talk that she did years ago, I think 2011, where she was talking about having activation energy, just as simple as, waking up in the morning, pulling the sheets over your bed and getting up and, rising into that new day and putting on that new, beginner's mind and starting fresh, and to take action, to, push yourself to accomplish this thing that you want to do, this deed that you want to do, this new project, this new video that I'm doing over Zoom right now. So this is a wonderful example of this. In anything that feels stale, any room that has dust that needs the windows to be opened, where new energy needs to be let in, what feels exciting, could be adrenaline rushing, or could really, really just make you feel fulfilled and happy in your life, like life is really worth living and the zest has been peeled from that lemon or orange and then put into a glass with a little, a little sticky note called, life is wonderful. And it, indeed, it can be a reminder of that. And, what really feels, worth investing your time and energy into. Um, and so, at worst, it can be overindulgence into different types of things. Too much of one thing is a bad thing, so toning that moderation down, being aware of where you overdoing and just naturally observing, oh, I'm wasting my time with this doesn't feel fulfilling, where do I need to do something else, or push or stretch myself into something new. Jupiter is about expansion, and staying stagnant and doing the same things over and over again. If you do what you did, you're going to get where you got. So try something different, and break out of that and just try it. Just experiment, go, why not? That's again what I'm doing with this. So then we have June 23rd, and that's when Venus, the planet of love, money, although I don't really like to focus on money, basically values, especially material values, material possessions. That planet is moving into Gemini. And at the speed that I'm talking, I'm probably kind of feeling it. This is my natal placement. Venus moving into Gemini makes love more fun in the way of spontaneously looking up for a partner, looking up for a mate, going into this, dating up and, meeting this new person who seems really, really, although be mindful of those things. Be aware of what your, if the app is safe or, secure, or really worth it for you. Is it going to lead you astray, or is it going to lead you toward the end of the light at that tunnel to where you can walk out and go, oh, this is worth it in the end? And so it could make life more, just, spontaneous, where we want to try new things, meet new people, especially in the intellectual realms, especially, communicating, finding a way to share this new idea and exchange this idea and come together and, collaborate with another, where love, through the intellect, of we're not holding, bottling thoughts and emotions in, but expressing that out, and also looking towards the fun and the lighter side of life with our connections, remembering, oh, this happened today, and, just in the present moment, and just, observing the things that are going around in your world, and catching up on the latest novel, video, documentary, all those types of things, as opposed to just the deep, heavy, let's talk about what I'm going through emotionally. Let's dish this out so I can come away better. So it's really a happy medium and a blend and balance between both. So that is the horoscope for these 3 days. Thank you for watching and tuning in. Share, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified about my latest videos.